Hello y'all, welcome. My name is Lauren and today I'm going through an epic haul from an incredible trip that I took to Brooklyn and going through all of the lovely stationery shops that I got to visit. I was so grateful, I had such a good time, it was really incredible. So I'm going to go through all of the stores like roughly in order and then some other spots that I really liked and then some other spots not super in Williamsburg, Greenpoint, but still in Brooklyn, and go over where I stayed and all of that. So I'll have timestamps below. Definitely feel free to skip around to your heart's content. And yeah, as you can see, this is my handy dandy little list. Hopefully I stay on track, but yeah, we'll hope for the best. Okay, so let me push this all out and then we'll get going. So first up we have Loaf on Paper, one of the ones I was super excited about. I mean, I was excited about all of them, but this one in particular was really lovely to see in person just because their space is so nice. They have these dried flowers kind of looped in front of their skylights, and it's just a really lovely space. My husband and I got a couple of drinks there. we didn't really sit down or anything just because we had already eaten ahead of time and I just wanted to get stationery shopping. But yeah, I definitely, once I go back for sure, I would love to get like a little pastry or something and a more fancy drink. So the person there, I wanted something that was not too sweet. There also wasn't a line while I was asking him all of this because I really didn't know what I wanted, but I didn't hold up anyone, just to be clear. But he recommended this iced fruit drink that was really good. I loved that one. So yeah, enjoyed that one. Didn't really sit down and just got to shopping. And also, this is the only one that I kept the receipt for some reason, so we could just look at that real quick. Yeah, $120. What was the most surprising actually were the taxes. I feel like I'm in Hamilton, but yeah, the New York City tax I think was so it was like an extra $10 in tax, which obviously I had a huge subtotal. So I love taxes, taxes are great, but that was a little surprising. And I'm sure all the other places also had taxes, but I just really noticed it on that one because I kept the receipt. Okay, cool, but let's go through everything. First up, I was definitely super stoked about this notepad from Bromstead Printing. Does it have the name on it? Anyway, but this is risograph printed and it's kind of like this subtle matte gold. I don't know if you can tell. Theoretically, maybe, but it's really cool. And obviously the Loaf on Paper logo is so nice. And this paper is also fountain pen friendly, so super stoked to get this. This is so beautiful. This was definitely like one of the main things I wanted to pick up, so I'm so glad that I was able to snag it. Got a little Loaf on Paper sticker. I'm pretty sure this is designed by Dana Eats Oatmeal. Dana Likes Oatmeal. I know they've done a lot of collaborations with Loaf on Paper and Nico Neko Zakaya in the past. Love her work, super cute, very nice. A B6 Slim Midori grid notebook. So excited about this. Kind of one of the items I wanted to pick up on this trip was something to use as a commonplace notebook. And I got it at the first stop, hooray! So this is a new size to me, but I love MD notebooks. I love the grid. And yeah, I'm really excited to set this up and dive into it. So I'll definitely be doing a future video on that, but just a nice, classic, lovely MD notebook. And then this Yumi Kitagishi postcard, I thought this was so cute. It definitely reminded me of like a techo. Yeah, look at that. Oh, the little details. So that's honestly the main reason that I got it. But yeah, so lovely. I love her work as always. And then this Our Studio stamp, I think it's been sold out a bunch every time I go to buy it, it feels like. So I was so excited to see it in person and pick it up. Another Yumi stamp, and this one is like repeats, so you can stamp it top to bottom, and I think side to side actually, yeah. And it should create like one whole big pattern. Actually, I think I did test it out. Let me find that. Okay, yeah, so much personal information here. But yeah, as you can see, it could kind of just repeat like that. So it's really cool. And I've had my eye on it for like a while and always talked myself out of it, to be honest. And then I saw it and had to have it, of course. A little card that I grabbed. I do think this was free. Yeah, I don't think I paid for this. And this, I did pay for a bag, not this bag though. But the salesperson was kind enough to put my stuff in this cute little bag, and look at their stamp, amazing. And you can also stamp with their stamp. So I was able to do that, hooray! I stamped like a ton of places, so this is obviously a work in progress. Spoiler alert for the other places on this list, but yeah, super lovely stamp, really nice people, everyone was so nice. And she also used this little masking tape to close something, and I saved it. So adorable. I can't even believe it. The little cat. Perfection. The bulk of the stop was definitely these PET tapes. I think these were like $20 each. And I have had my eye on them for quite some time. This one's from some sort of fern. It's like the water, what is it called? Water. There you go. And I do want to try and save the top, so I haven't opened this one yet. This one was kind of an impulse purchase, not gonna lie, but I did get it mainly because of this cat. This is also some sort of fern, and I know this cat is on some, what do you call those, like repeating labels, and I missed out on that one. I know people jumped on it, so I was so excited to see this cat on this PET tape and grabbed it. And then the main one that I wanted, I've already used it on my trip. As soon as possible, had to dive into this one. Let me see if I can open it. But it's really cool birds with some collaged elements around it. Is it upside down? Yes. Really lovely tape. It just goes on forever and ever, basically. And I've already used some, and I don't think it's repeated yet, so incredible. Yeah, there we go. I think that's the start, this bird. So hyped for this. I thought it was really lovely, and I was so glad that they had it in person. And I think that's everything. Yeah, that's everything that I got at Loaf on paper. Super cute, lovely spot to check out, and they have all the swag that you could possibly need for your journals, which obviously is a huge bonus. Okay, next up is this one sad singular item. It's beautiful though, it's so worth it. And I got this at McNally Jackson, which is a bookstore. They had a ton of Hobonichi, however, which was really cool to see. They had a ton of notebooks, a ton of MT washi tape. I love MT, awesome brand. And obviously awesome books. So definitely recommend checking them out. They were super cool. And I was so glad that I got this one tiny little MT tape with these super cute clouds. Ta-da! Perfect. So a nice chill $4.30 of my haul after spending $120. It was dope. Oh, also I should mention for Loaf on Paper that the stationery section has different hours than the cafe, so they have them listed on their Instagram, but I would just double check before you go, because I think they are trying to open it up more, but the demand maybe just isn't there. I don't know, maybe I made that up, but I'm pretty sure I saw that somewhere. So yeah, double check the hours. Next up, kind of a cheat a little bit, because I did not go to this specific Muji location, but it was on my list. I stumbled across a Muji like a couple weeks before, so did not need to go in there again and spend more money, but Muji is awesome. They have so much great stationery. Definitely one of my new favorite washi tapes is this white one, because it's little perforated tapes. Look at that. So I've been using the heck out of this. It's perfect. Muji is perfect. They're kind of like a Japanese lifestyle store, I would say. I think that's how they describe themselves, but they have everything that you could possibly need for your home. Stationery, clothes, diffusers, organizers, super lovely store to check out whenever you get a chance. They're always worth it. And they do have 2 new fountain pens, I believe. One like this little white guy. We'll put up a picture over here. I think I did see it in person, and it was just a little too light for me. Also, I don't really need another fountain pen right now, but I do remember I like things that have a little bit more weight to them, but really cool to see that one. And then they also had a metallic one that caught my interest a little bit more. I'm pretty sure from Michael in the Margins also grabbed one, and I believe he's liking it. So yeah, I think they all came in fine. I don't think there was a lot of variation, but they were both pretty affordable and worth checking out if you want, an affordable fountain pen. All right, next up is Hightide. This store is so cute. It's also half a plant store, which I'm not sure if they're like together or they're just sharing the space, but either way, everyone was so nice. The salespeople in there were really lovely. They have so much Japan exclusive stuff, which was really cool to see, and just like the other stuff that wasn't for sale necessarily. They had prints, they had other cool things just around the store. I think my husband actually found this little guy, so cute, and it's like a little pen holder. So excited. Ta-da! Look at it. Ah, perfection. And then these buttons were free, and I saw them and I would have bought 3 of them, and because they were free, I only grabbed 1 because I felt like I shouldn't grab a handful of buttons. But yeah, again, so cute. Really glad that I snagged this. It was adorable. And of course, they had all the Hightide planners out. I will say it was kind of like a narrow store, so they have, of course, a ton of Penco stuff. But if you do see something like elsewhere in other of these stores, I would say probably grab it because they didn't have everything that Penco and like Hightide have. But it was still really cool. They had the planners, they had the pens, they had a bunch of stuff. They had these note cards. I don't think I've seen anything quite like this before. I wonder if it's a new product for them or if it's been around, but it's like 3 different designs like this. I guess I've seen, yeah, I guess actually I have seen like 3 different design note cards all layered, but it's kind of unique that the first one is die cut. I think that's really cool. There's one with a cat that I was like, I don't need. I have so much cat stuff, which is true. But yeah, I just love all of their designs. I love their illustrations. They're always so fun. And I just put the sticker on here because it had another sticker that I tore off. There we go, yeah. So this used to be on here, and I just covered this up with like some scrap paper so the sticky part, like sticky sticker residue didn't get on anything else. And yeah, this is their cute little logo. It was adorable. Of course, I had to get a bag as well for the logo. Amazing. 10 out of 10. Oh, and allegedly those 2 items were $13.08. I feel like I bought something else there. Did I? I don't know. Because this is $5. Do we think that this is... Yeah, actually, that does make sense. I think this probably was like $7. Is that accurate? Yeah. Okay, yeah, we'll say yes, these 2 items were $13. That does make sense. Amazing. Next up, we have Yoseka Stationery. Such a cool store to see in person. I've been shopping with them for a long time. They're always really great. Everyone there was really lovely. It was pretty crowded. I guess it was like a Friday afternoon. But still, like, the salespeople were so nice and attentive. I got to test out a lot of gold nib pens, which was one of my main bucket list items to do while in New York. So glad that I got to do that. I think the Sailor 1911 is officially my new favorite. I thought I was going to go for a Pro Gear Slim, but yeah, the Sailor 1911 really stole me away. I think, yeah, that's definitely on the wish list, maybe next year sometime. We'll see how that goes, but yeah, it was perfect. Such a cool experience. They have a couple of stamps as soon as you walk in. So I did their official LCN storefront design that LCN did with Yoseka. So glad to get that. And then of course the Traveler's stamp, amazing. And they also had the Diner stamp that I messed up the printing of, but I don't know. I thought it was still kind of fun, just the way that it ended up, so I didn't panic about that and try and do it again. You do have to ask for these. They're not just out where the other stamps are, so at first I was like, nah, there's no way that they don't have the Traveler's stamp. I do know, unfortunately, that Omoy in Philadelphia recently had their stamp stolen, so that's why I imagine that people are keeping them behind the desk. For the people who steal these stamps, I hope you step on a Lego every day for the rest of your life. That's terrible. But yeah, they were super nice. I was able to stamp to my heart's content for a really long time, possibly too long of a time. And I put it on everything, so that was awesome. And I only got a couple of items just because, yeah, I only got a couple of items, and that's okay. We don't need to drop hundreds of dollars on all of these stationery stores. It's all good. So I got this Sachihara blue because I believe my hope was that it would match my Hobonichi, and I think it does. Yay! So I just did a Hobonichi haul. It's a little green, but I think we'll be just fine. So yeah, I do want to stamp like the edges. Obviously, I just put some other TN inserts in there so it keeps its shape because I'm not setting this up yet. But the idea was I was looking for something kind of sky themed to go with the cover so I could stamp the edges, which is this lovely little stamp. Look at it. So cute. And I'm going to stamp the edges of the Hobonichi like I did this year. Ta-da! With the Yumi Kirigishi stamp to go with the Yumi cover, of course. So that's the vision, and I'm super pumped to see it come to life. Hopefully it works out. And this was kind of a impulse purchase. I really love Yamamoto Celeste. This paper is awesome. It's so good. It's an incredible writing experience. I really love it. I might love it more than Tomoe River paper. I know, crazy, but I would definitely recommend checking out Yamamoto. I'm sure all of their other papers are really nice. And they had this little paper pad. So cool. I usually buy the big, what is it, A4 sheets. And sometimes I cut them down. So it was nice to find something pre-cut, and then I could just use the A4 stuff for my A4 needs. Hooray. So this is just a lovely pad. Ta-da! And it also comes with a little grid. Also, it was not $16. I think it was $5, and the lovely associate just said that it was mislabeled. So that was really cool for me because it was a lot less than I thought it was. Hooray! And then I also grabbed one of their postcards. I was so ready to buy this too, but this was free. Amazing. Super cute. Ugh, look at it. Planner season. And this is by Selena, I believe. Does it say on the back? Selena and Ashley. Amazing. Awesome job as always. They're so talented. And yeah, that was my Yoseka haul for $14.71. Kind of amazing that Hightide was only like $1 less, and I feel like I got so much more at Yoseka. There you go. Things cost different prices, did you know? Amazing. And that was it for the stationery stores. There are also a ton of other really cool stores in that area, as well as, you know, restaurants, stuff like that. It's a super fun spot. One of them being Brooklyn Brewery. Hooray. Unfortunately, it was closed the day that we were there. I think I don't know. We were there on a Friday, but they were closed, RIP. They weren't closed for forever, so you can definitely go there. I should have said that better. Anyway, but yeah, this is obviously Brooklyn Brewery is really cool, but also Milton Glaser designed their logo. He's the guy who did the I Heart New York logo. That's really iconic, so that was like one of the main reasons that he was on my list, or that the place was on my list, just to see a cool piece of Brooklyn kind of branding. I don't know if it's necessarily a Brooklyn institution. I don't know if people in Brooklyn enjoy drinking Brooklyn Brewery beer, but my husband grabbed like a 6-pack, so I could still get like a little piece. Maybe we'll put it right there. I don't know. That kind of seems like that would be a nice spot in my spread. But anyway, obviously, yeah, still working on my journaling page about this here. But yeah, I did try and add some little bits and bobs as they came up. Ooh, and I skipped right past Bagu. But Bagu was really cool. If you're a Bagu person, it's definitely on the way. I think it's right after, or it's really close to McNally Jackson, so up there. And Brooklyn Brewery is like more in the middle somewhere. My Plastic Heart is also like a block after Yoseka. They have really cool blind boxes, really cool figures. They didn't have like a ton. I would say they had like actually more unique figures and blind boxes that I haven't really seen before. So definitely a cool place to check out if you enjoy those, though not like a place, if you have something really specific in mind, maybe not the best kind of blind box emporium. I don't know. They didn't have like a ton of stuff, but it was a pretty small shop. Had some really cool stuff that I've never seen though. So that place was awesome. And then Freducia, oh my God, this place was so good. So we ate at really weird times. My husband and I, we had breakfast, then we took the subway over to Williamsburg. And then in Greenpoint, after My Plastic Heart, we were hungry, and my boss actually recommended this place, and it was epic. It was so good. And it was, yeah, I think a really weird time. It was like 4 o'clock or something, and me and my husband were the only people in there, which is a real shame. I wish this place was packed because they deserve it. It was so good. Definitely recommend if you want some Mexican food at the end of your lovely stationery tour of North Brooklyn. And then we stayed at Ace Hotel Brooklyn, which is not within walking distance of these guys. It's definitely a subway ride away. Although just one line, which was really nice. It's in Boream Hill neighborhood. We had some stuff to do in Manhattan, and that was like the best place that I kind of thought that was near a lot of easy subway lines to go both to over here in like Williamsburg and then into Manhattan. So really recommend. Definitely not on the more affordable side. It was for sure like a bucket list hotel, I would say. Really nice, so nice, too nice, you know. I wish we could go back all the time, which maybe isn't quite possible for us at this moment, but like and subscribe. No, I don't know. But yeah, really cool. They had a lovely photo booth that I think you could just walk in and use, honestly. And this is us not realizing that it was going, which was amazing. It's kind of, I have to look it up. It seemed like it to be a more vintage photo booth, or maybe a more vintage style. It didn't have a screen or anything. It just kind of had like a light that went on right before the picture. So we are photo booth pros, but this one caught us a little off guard, but we still had an amazing time. Yeah. And of course they had like a ton of ephemera at the hotel. I think I've used some of it other places, but yeah, just this little key card is so cool. And the way that they stamp their address, I love it. Perfect in every way. And then another really cool spot is Books Are Magic. This one was like probably like a 15-minute walk from Ace Hotel. So I don't know what neighborhood that is, but it was like up. So if we were like staying here, it was like over here kind of, still in Brooklyn, and yeah, more than doable from Ace Hotel. But Books Are Magic, oh my god, such a cool spot. They had the best swag, obviously the best stickers. I also got a t-shirt with this design on it, amazing. And this bookmark, can you even believe it? So cool, such a fun design. And they also had Inciardi, oh god, I have to look up how to say her name, but Anna Inciardi, is it a CH sound? But she's a really cool designer from Portland, Maine, and she has these like print vending machines all over. One of them was here, so you basically put in a couple of quarters and then you get out in the street print. And this was the last one that I got and the one that I really wanted, so it's like, it's gambling, you know, whatever. Such a rush. Yeah, I understand gambling now, I don't know if that's a good thing necessarily, but it's such a cool spot. Great books, obviously. I also got a friend a birthday present, and yeah, just the swag though. The swag is really, really elite. This is for sure going in my Hobonichi Weeks reading journal, and yeah, gonna use the heck out of all of this. All right, how did we do? Did I talk about all of these? No, sure didn't. Okay, so Harry Ver actually also has another one of those print vending machines, but it's like actually super near Loaf on paper, I believe. So yeah, I purposefully actually didn't go here because, you know, I had already spent like $120 on Loaf on paper, and I was like, man, I'm gonna spend probably another $100 at Harry Ver, and it was like the beginning of the day, you know. But I actually didn't really spend that much at the other ones, but it'll still be there. I'll probably be at Stationery Fest, so yeah, I'll add that to the list for next time. But it's a really cool charm place. I know Bronte went there when she went to New York City, and yeah, super cool spot. And then did I actually have even more places that I didn't put on this list, but for who knows what reason. But anyway, I think the only other one that's really cool is Brooklyn Fair. Actually was a lovely grocery store super near the Ace Hotel. We kind of just went in, I don't know, to grab like a drink or something, like a I mean, they sell alcohol, but it looked like a corner shop, I guess. So we went in, and it was a huge grocery store. It went back so much farther than we thought. So that was really cool. They had like a ton of awesome stuff. I think that's where my husband got the Brooklyn brewery beer. Amazing, but really cool spot. They had muffins if you don't want to pay, you know, New York City prices at a bakery. It was really affordable. And yeah, I think that's it. Another one of my lovely Loaf on paper stamps in here. Perfect. And last thing I wanted to mention, the subway is super easy. Even if you've never taken the subway before, I believe in you, you can do it. The only tip I would have is to like screenshot the stops if you put it in on Google Maps. I actually had service the entire time on the subway, but sometimes you don't, so it's nice to just see like what stop you're supposed to get off at, and just have that like a nice little screenshot on your phone in case you do lose service. But it's great. We also drove into the city, which was fine. You know, I know people get scared of driving. It is overwhelming, but you just kind of get used to it. I will say, I'm sure like park your own car parking garages exist in Brooklyn, but I've never seen one personally. So if you do park, like drive up to one of those parking places, they do like take your keys, and that's really normal. So don't panic if that happens to you. And it's pretty normal that you won't like have access to your car until you leave, basically. So don't, make sure you grab everything with you, I guess is like the one thing I would say. But it's doable. I think we paid $90 for like, got there in the afternoon, had a full day, and then left a morning. So like 2 days. I was pretty happy with that. So yeah, I mean, it's New York City. Things are going to be a little bit more expensive. It definitely wasn't like an affordable, budget-friendly trip, but you know, I'm really happy with all the spots that we did, where we stayed, everything. I want to go back immediately. All that good stuff. And yeah, I think that's it for real. I'm so excited to unpack everything, put everything away. Ah, it's like my favorite part of coming back from a trip. Really epic. Let me know if I missed any spots in Brooklyn. Oh yeah, that's right. Pro tip. Well, not pro tip. I don't know, but my parents are from Brooklyn and they call Brooklyn, Brooklyn, and then they call Manhattan, New York City. So if you want to be cool and hip, I don't know if people still do this, but every time I say I'm going to New York City and then tell my parents I'm actually just going to Brooklyn, they're like, oh, so you're just going to Brooklyn. Like you're not going to New York City. So if you want to be cool, refer to Brooklyn as Brooklyn, not New York City. It's what all the cool kids and my parents are doing, maybe. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!